the phases of the moon. And it definitely doesn't state that Shabbat is the first day of the week. And we're going to see some things as we go along. Well, let's move on. Let's go to Exodus chapter 31 now. Beginning at verse 12. Which reads, And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak thou also unto the sons of Israel, saying, Verily my Sabbaths ye shall keep, for it is a sign, and we're going to take a look at that term, between me and you throughout your generations, that you may know that I am Yahweh, that doth sanctify you. Now, here the scriptures clearly show that Shabbat is a sign. But let's take a look at the term. And what we're going to see is that it relates to our opening word, Amet, or truth. Okay, now, the term is Ahut. Ahut. This is number 226, okay? And what it simply means is a signal, literally or figuratively. Also, a flag, beacon, monument, omen, prodigy, evidence. These are some of the terms that you may find it being translated as in the scripture. Now, how it connects to the word we opened up with, Amet, is this, the parent root, which we have the ox head, which again is strength, and we have the mark, which is simply a sign. So just as Amet, truth, is a strong sign, likewise, what we're learning here is that Shabbat is also another strong sign. And this strong sign connects now the people of Israel to the Creator of the heavens and the earth. Why? Because in 6 days He created and rested the seventh. So we imitate that by working for 6 days, and we also rest on the seventh day. So let's move on. Remember Daniel 7:25 as we go along. Okay. Now, next passage we want to turn to is Leviticus chapter 23. Now, this particular chapter is the chapter which basically outlines all of the observances that the Most High has commanded throughout the year. Okay. So it says, verse 1, And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the sons of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of Yahweh, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts. Verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is Shabbat of rest and holy convocation. You shall do no work therein. It is HaShabbat of Yahweh in all your dwellings. Now this passage here is very controversial because it is connecting now Shabbat with the feast days. But the question we have to ask is this. When we read that passage, basically, he starts off by introducing, to Moshe how he should speak to the sons of Israel. He goes on to mention Shabbat, the 6-day work period, and rested on the 7th day. But then he follows up in verse 4. Okay? Give me a moment. And people don't understand that the reason why he follows up in verse 4 with the same or similar thing is not because he's lumping Shabbat in with everything else. He made a distinction even in the opening that Shabbat is different. In what sense is it different? It forms the foundation for every other holy day to be observed. So, let's start from the top again. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel, and say to them, The feast of Yahweh, which you shall proclaim to be holy gatherings, these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is Hashabbat of rest, a holy gathering. You shall do no work in it. It is Hashabbat of Yahweh in all your dwellings. But then in verse 4 he goes on to say, These are the feasts of Yahweh, holy gatherings, which you shall proclaim in their seasons. So now when he says that, what are we supposed to learn from that? That's the question. Let me get the board cleared up first. What is he teaching us? What we're learning, again, is that HaShabbat, or the Sabbath, simply put, is the foundation for every other holy day that we're commanded to observe, because it is based on a 7-day period, and the Bible teaches us that. So the first thing we have 7 days of unleavened bread. Okay? Why is it 7 days? Because it's based on that week of creation, 7-day period. Okay? The next thing you have 7 weeks. Okay? Up to the Feast of Weeks. I just simply put weeks on the board, but it's called the Feast of Weeks because we're commanded to count 7 weeks, and then the morrow after Shabbat is that holy day. Okay? You also have the 7th month. Now, in the 7th month, you have 4 holy observances that we are commanded to make. One of those you have the 7 days of the Feast of Booths where we dwell in the tents, okay, or Sukkot. Now, based upon that information here, when he starts off and introduces HaShabbat, what he's doing, he's simply giving us the foundation for the feasts that are to come. Now, when we look at the 10 Commandments, one of the other things that we have to learn is that those 10 Commandments, or those 10 words, what they actually do, they are an outline for every other commandment in the Scripture. Okay? So if you take the first command, for example, you shall have no other mighty one before my face. Okay? What that means, that there has to be a designation for the Most High, and he has to hold a particular place or position. He has to be first in your life. Right? Now, to indicate that he's first in your life, he has given us particular